And welcome back, Worldwide Wolves, coming to you. It's our second episode of the new year here. I was going to say first, but that would be wrong, and we're already off to a good start. But we're coming to you after a great win versus the Milwaukee Bucks. That came after a really good win versus the Spurs. So we got a few good wins to talk about here on a team that's looking really good. Jake, how you doing? This is the best stretch the Wolves have had all year. It's great, man.
Yeah, it's really good. That was a really fun game. You don't have your best offensive player in Ant, don't have your best defensive player in Rudy, and you beat the Bucks, who are not a good team, but they are. I think they have a winning record with Giannis. I'm pretty sure.
You better.
Um,
I mean,
yeah, yeah. I think they were 14-11 with Giannis coming into this game, and you beat them by 35 points. So
yeah.
that's something to smile about. And then you do that on the back of probably the best kind of comeback win of the season against a really good Spurs team. So yeah, best stretch of the season, like you said, and it does feel good to be a Wolves fan right now.
Yeah, and for most of this season, the two of us have been kind of negative. We've been negative for a lot of these episodes, just kind of because we expected more out of this team, just in general. And then last week's episode, I kind of came in with some takes about this team being potential title contenders. So, just a quick quiz for you. There are two teams that are ranked top six in both offensive net rating and defensive net rating. Can you guess these two teams?
Well, I'm guessing one is the Minnesota Timberwolves, um, and I'm guessing
No, yeah.
I'm guessing the other. I don't think it's OKC, is it?
Okay, it's okay. See,
Is it? Oh, okay,
yeah, yeah.
I thought their offense might have been out of the six, maybe.
I think, yeah, no, it's like right on the fringe. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the Wolves are also
Well,
right on the fringe of both those, but it works for that fun stat to start us off here today.
yeah, that is a fun stat because they always say, top 10 in both makes you at least
Yep,
a fringe contender. Top five in both is a definite contender. And if there's only
top
two
six.
teams
So,
that are top six,
yeah.
like
Oh, I
I
see.
would
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
I would wish one of them didn't play in the Western Conference.
yeah. That's the thing. Well, the whole thing about being like, is this team a title contender? Is the OKC conversation. It's like this: the Wolves might be a top 2 to 3 team in the league, but
Mhm.
you got to play the number one team. But that team has
Yeah.
had some struggles. That team isn't looking too great right now. So one
Yeah.
team is hot, one team is not right now.
I do think in the West, it's like, are you good enough to get to the Western Conference Finals? Like that would make you
Right.
a contender because I do think most teams that hit OKC in the Western Conference Finals, like every team's going to go in as the underdog in that
Yeah.
matchup. So, but if you're good enough to get to the Western Conference Finals, I think that should be classed as a contender, and the Wolves are right now.
Yeah. I mean, especially just after these couple games here. It's good. I remember I was just on Twitter a little bit. I vowed to get off Twitter in the new year, but I can't. Scrolling Twitter during the Spurs game, and first half it's all, if we're supposed to believe this team is title contender, we're supposed to believe this is a good team. This is the type of game the Wolves have to come out and win. And I was kind of like,
Mhm.
yeah, this sucks, man. You got to come out and beat the Spurs. And I'll tell you what, man, that was one of the most electric, fun comebacks. Target centers rocking. Anthony Edwards doing his thing. Julius Randle doing his thing. I mean, Wemby, man, great player. Not as
Yeah.
good as Anthony Edwards. So
No.
I'll tell you that. So that was great. A lot of fun. And this Bucks game, just a blowout. Just based on these two games, instead of just maybe the broad season they can tie together, I guess. Just your general greatest takeaway from what we're seeing here.
Well, I just feel like they have found like a rhythm, which is a very basic answer, but I felt like even at the start of the season they were grinding out wins, and I think now you see
Mm,
in the standings that grinding out wins is still important, like it's better than grinding out losses, but like it never felt like there was any rhythm to it. It never felt like there was any synergy to the team. It didn't feel like it was kind of stacking kind of on top of each other, these
yeah.
wins. They weren't building anything for the team. They were
Every
more
game
just,
felt like a reset, kind of.
yeah, exactly. And every game felt like, who knows what could happen in this game.
Yeah.
And there's still a little, there's part of that in every NBA team
Yep.
because it's the NBA, but it's felt recently like you really need to play well to beat the Wolves, and when they beat you, you can really feel that this is like what they are. They have this, like I've been complaining about identity all season. I don't know if they have like a clear identity, that it's like they're an OKC defense. They shoot threes like Boston, or they, um, rebound like Houston. But what they have is seemingly a chemistry now, a connectivity, and a synergy, all that allows them to have bad moments like the Spurs first 3 quarters. It allows them to play without Ant and Randall, Ant and Rudy in this game and still blow out the Bucks. So it feels like they're very connected at the moment.
I like that, and that's always been the praising part of when you talk about Chris Finch and maybe his in-game stuff that he kind of screws up. You'll talk to, I don't know, a beat reporter or someone in the organization. Not that we're talking to these guys, but like you hear it, right? And it's just always
Yeah.
Chris Finch. He's this connective guy that can really bring the team together. And in a lot of his seasons, they've started off really slow and just kind of like a sludge that's just almost just hard to watch and tough. And by this point in a lot of these seasons, it hits this point where there's just a constant, going uphill, and we're seeing it again. With that connectivity, you almost worry about a trade that could disrupt some stuff, but we see tonight, they trade for this backup big Beringer. Wait, sorry, I'm hearing he's been on the roster all season, actually. What? That can't be right. But no, I mean, we did.
He played 30 minutes in this game.
I realized we kind of buried the lead here that this is almost the Joan Beringer episode a little bit too. So
Yeah.
we.
And how many
right,
times have we
it's
been
for
called
sure.
stupid in the comments for saying he should play? It's a tough
There was
night.
an episode where I was like, "We gotta stop, man. It's never gonna happen. All right, we can't keep doing this."
It's a tough night for those who think someone who picked up a basketball 4 years ago can't play, even after they were drafted to the NBA. But yeah, I mean, if we start with this Bucks game, I think the Spurs game has been relitigated by a bunch of kind of media,
Yeah, we're
Wolves
late.
media,
Yep.
wider NBA media. That was an awesome game. Like that was Ant, that was Randall on Wemby, which was just so awesome to watch. And then you get to this Bucks game, and it almost feels like a schedule loss, doesn't it? Like Ant's out with the foot problem. Gobert gets suspended.
Yes and no. It almost because I don't know, when it's games like these where there's a couple stars out, it's get your scrappy guys in there and see what happens. I was excited for it. When I saw Turner was out too, it's like, all right, let's see. So
and the Bucks just lost to the Nuggets, who obviously have a bunch of injuries at the moment as well. But that almost made me feel like they were going to win this game even more, because it's like, you lose that really awful game. Usually teams bounce back from like a really bad loss to an injured team. And Giannis is playing, like I said, winning record with Giannis. They are not they're not a good team, period, but they're not a bad team when Giannis plays. And I mean, Minnesota just whooped them from the first minute of this game. Like it was just seriously impressive. Randall, I thought this was one of his best games of the season.
It had to be too, yeah.
Coming on the heels of one of his kind of, and in different ways, I felt like obviously the Spurs game, he wins it for them with defense, which is like, a rarity.
Yeah, he said, and then take this, Jake, as he locked up Wemby,
Yeah, I'm blocked on Twitter by Julius Randle.
You actually?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I saw people tweeting that they were blocked by him. I thought, I wonder if I am, and I am, which makes me a little bit sad.
You don't even. I mean, I guess you tweet. You don't like at him. That's funny.
Yeah, and I feel like I haven't been overly
it's
negative.
Not like you're mean. You don't know. You probably tweet out numbers. I don't know. You can be a little snarky sometimes.
Anyway, Julius, if you're listening, you played awesome in the Spurs game, and then this game before he started kind of storing, I just felt like he was getting everyone involved. Like it didn't feel like Ant's not there, I'm going to score 50 kind of game at the start of the game. And I felt like everyone got into a rhythm because of Randall. And then he got into his own rhythm as well, obviously 12 of 18 from the field, 29 points, only had 6 assists. It felt like more, like it felt like everything was flowing through him.
It could have been a game where Randall comes in and kind of thinks, I have to be the sole guy on offense here and just take this completely into my hands. But I'll tell you what helps him to kind of unlock or open that up. It's Jaden McDaniels going 4 for his first 4 from 3-point land and just go. I mean, that kind of helps you just go, all right, we're going to open up the offense, and everyone's kind of rolling. Conley was hitting 3 bones at over 20 points. Like, it helps for Julius probably to see all of these other guys having excellent nights around him, for him to just feel the weight off of his shoulders and just play the same type of game that he might play with an Anthony Edwards on the floor. He doesn't have to be this 1A, 1B, 1C guy on offense. Like, maybe I don't know if he would have expected it, but just like maybe we would have expected going into this game, per se.
Yeah. And like, this is a theme now with this team, is that when Ant's out or Randall, like, Jaden plays really well. Like, I don't know, it's a mentality thing as much as it is just like getting more touches, I think, because I think there's times where he just doesn't seem to play as confident when those two guys are there. And I don't think it's Randall or Ant's fault. I just think it's more of a Jaden not feeling like he can spread his wings a little bit more within the offense, which I think he probably can. And they would probably be happy to let him, if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But then you get the same thing from Nas. Like Nas is always good when either, Rudy or Randall or Ant are out and they need more scoring. Bones, we haven't seen Bones in this situation before, but like 23 points, 9 of 16 shooting, plus 41 for the game, which is insane. Mike Conley was a plus minus of 0 in a game they won by 35 points. So,
wow.
It's, but Bones, that's where he soaked up a lot of those plus minus numbers when just he was obviously the backup point guard there. DiVincenzo was pretty quiet, for him lately. He's been really good lately. And they still kind of played really well. And then the main man. I mean, I want to mention Jaden Clark as well, who I thought was insanely good defense. I thought that was the best defensive game he's ever played. And there is some Bucks being terrible tax there.
Yeah, but they played terrible teams this year, so.
Yeah, exactly. And his off-ball defense was insane. He finishes with 2 steals. He would have had 10 plus deflections in the game. I'll look at that stat when it's up later, but he was everywhere as an off-ball defender. He didn't really guard the ball at all, with Jaden being on kind of Kevin Porter Jr. or on Ryan Rollins, and then Julius on Giannis. I really like Jaden Clark as an off-ball defender. I've said that from the beginning of his career. I think that's his best defensive role, just like I think it's Jaden's. So not everyone can be off-ball. Like someone has to be on the ball.
Well, I like Anthony Edwards on ball, though. So if you're...
Yeah.
They might have played 0 minutes together, that trio, all season. But, like, you got to find someone to play on ball.
But I just think... And that's what made him, defensive player of the year in college, was he was more of an off-ball defender at UCLA. And obviously he can play on ball. We know he can do that. But he's very good at, like, kind of hawking around, looking for steals, making late doubles.
He watches film of NFL cornerbacks. I don't know if this means anything to you, but he said in the offseason, like, I'm watching Patrick Surtain. That's off ball, man.
Is that a backman that stands in the corner?
Yeah. It makes a lot of... Everyone listening to this right now is totally understanding what I'm saying, and we're just going to kick you out of this for now. But
that's all right. Every Wolves podcast in the world has NFL analogies. I'm looking at you, Kyle, constantly, and I just go, yeah, I understand.
Oh, God. But it is, man. It is Patrick Surtain, the way he can play off ball like that. If that's what he's watching film on, he should be playing off ball. So, totally.
And then the main event was Johan, right? Like, we've never seen him before in real minutes. Finch said before the game he was going to get rotation minutes, so it was nice to know that going into the game. And you just expected I expected a 5-minute shift. I was going to say,
before the game, if I would have given you an over-under of 10, would you have gone under 10 minutes?
Oh, easily. I would have given you my mortgage. But yeah, he plays, I think, 11 straight minutes in his first real stint. Super impactful on the glass. Only finishes with 5 boards, but 8-10 tip outs. Yeah. A couple of assists on offensive rebound, kick outs, 13 points, a couple of really nice finishes around the rim as well. Like, bit of touch there. Definitely not Gobert-ish offensively, but definitely not Gobert-ish defensively either. But you could see that he was just doing all the right things. Like, he just wanted to be out there.
Do you mean not Gobert-ish offensively in a good way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just making sure.
I mean, Gobert's been good this season offensively, but in terms of touch around the rim, like, I thought all of his finishes around the rim were like finishes that Gobert just simply doesn't do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought he was awesome. I'm going to do a video on him later. I'm guessing.
That'll do well. People love him, man.
Yeah. I just thought that he wanted to be out there more than anyone on the Bucks team, and that was really obvious.
He played like. When rookies come in, sometimes it's like, oh, the game's moving too fast for him or something, and there was some of that for sure, but he was almost moving faster than the game. Like, obviously he's jumping too early and all that, but he didn't look overwhelmed so much as he just looked amped to be out there and getting these minutes, and man, he's quick. He's so athletic. He's huge.
Yeah. And that's the difference between him and Gobert, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, and it's the natural comparison. And obviously, he's not as good as Rudy Gobert in totality. Not even close. Yeah. Like, but I think he looks
He
If
can
you're
be a
comparing,
viable backup center in a rotation.
he should be playing as a backup center
Yeah.
for the rest of the season. I've been saying it all season. It's the easiest archetype to integrate into a team is a backup big who can't shoot, doesn't need the ball,
And it's a need.
rebounds,
It's
and
not like
dunks.
it's not like we're looking at the team and going, well, they have a backup center. They
Yeah,
no.
and someone on Twitter before said to me that kind of getting the Reed and Randall minutes prime for the playoffs is priority one, which I think is a good point. Like, because that is it. Like last season, we saw a lot of Reed and Randall in the playoffs. We know that Gobert has his issues in the playoffs with certain matchups, so it is important. And obviously, Reed and Randall played a ton in this game too together, and were really good. But I just think it's a little malpracticey to be at game 41 before we've seen him, to be honest. Like, and that's a complaint. I don't want to have any complaints because it's a great night and it's good to see him
Yeah,
get
it's
these
a complaint
minutes.
compliment though. Like I get what you're
Yeah, like he's plus 30 in a game. Finch said, I think on the broadcast they said that Finch said he wouldn't play him in the Giannis minutes. And then he just played him in a ton of Giannis minutes. Like he just ignored his own advice.
That was like his first
him.
stint was against
And
whatever,
Giannis plays weird rotations. He doesn't do like the Ant rotate. He does like 6 minutes on, then 3 minutes off. Then it's not the same as how Ant kind of sits out like for the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second quarter. It's more they just get Giannis in there at random times. So
because there's Giannis goes out and all of a sudden the other team's on a 30-3 run. So it's like, well,
yeah.
Giannis, you got to go back in there. It's getting like Jokic, man. It's just you're the guy. No, I mean it's good. Beringer, I mean.
Do you think if I had to give you not the over under but the yes or no bet, do you think he will play rotation minutes in the next game?
Who do they play?
They play someone good. It might even be the Spurs again.
Let's see. This matters. Sorry, everyone. This is really good podcasting. It is the Rockets.
The Rockets. A good team, a big team,
a good rebounding team, though.
Yeah. A team that will beat up on the Randall Reed minutes.
I think
but they could also beat up on Beringer. He still was a bit foul prone in this game. Like he's going to foul people. If Steven Adams gets him in the block, he might disintegrate.
I don't think he plays. I would like him to play. I don't think he does. Do you think he does?
No, I don't.
I don't think
and that part of that is that I think they are trying to protect him a little bit because the Rockets are a team that can really make a young big man look silly. And the part of me is just that it's a fair criticism. I think Finch is doing a lot of things right at the moment.
I mean, the connectivity for sure.
Yeah, and it's hard to criticize, how he's got this team playing. But at the end of the day, he doesn't like playing rookies. And that's just the fact at this point. It took multiple injuries and 41 games of having the worst backup big defense in the league to play Beringer. And I don't want it to seem like it's well he needs to get 20 minutes every night. What's going on? Why hasn't he played? It's more just that this is the kind of game I think that a veteran would force their way into the rotation. So I don't think a rookie can.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not even like I'm sitting here thinking he's really good. He's a viable option as a playoff backup center. It's that we saw these flashes tonight, and I'd love to see if these flashes can continue in any meaningful way. And if they don't, sit him down. But it seems wrong. And we're creating a problem that hasn't happened yet, but it seems wrong to bench him immediately in the Rockets game. But I feel like we know Chris Finch a little bit by now, and I mean, he's been playing with this rotation all year that just hasn't had him in, and it is hard to kind of squeeze him in with Gobert, with Randall, with Nas. Those guys have to play a lot of minutes.
Nas would have to play at the 3.
Yeah.
That's the only way he plays next game, and that's we both think that's a viable option, but if they don't think that's a viable option, that would be a fair reason, on their part to not play Beringer.
I'm trying to see if there's any quotes out yet from Finch. Not that, I don't think he'd say anything meaningful, but
I will say that in Finch's defense here, has he ever played a rookie 11 minutes straight in a rotation? Maybe Jaden Clark might have got, he clearly likes Beringer a lot more than
Terrence last year.
Yeah, TJ.
Okay. But that was injuries when he'd play a lot, against OKC, or just guys were out, so he had to. So,
And
Same here,
I
but
don't
yeah.
think he had to play him for as long as he did. Like
No.
they extended his first rotation and his second rotation, like, and then put him back in the game in garbage time when they could have just sat him. Like he played 30 minutes. Like he
Yeah,
played more minutes than he played 20 more minutes than 12 more minutes than Clark, 10 more minutes than Conley. Obviously different positions. Like he played more
right.
minutes than
But
Jaden. Like
Anthony Edwards was out. Like if those guys had to fill Ant's role a little bit, they could have played more minutes.
exactly.
So it's
And
not like Gobert was the only player out.
impactful. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was impactful. Like it wasn't it started as a kind of charity minutes, I think, because of the injuries, and I think it ended at okay, this guy is like really helping us win this game, especially in the second quarter there.
okay, so then I guess the question shifts to, has there been a rookie that's been deserving of minutes like this?
Yeah. I mean, that's a completely fair call. I always will go down because I think the Rob Dillingham ship has sunk now. Like
Right. He's gonna
especially
love
in Minnesota.
Chicago.
Yeah. But I will always wonder, as he kind of fizzles out of the league, whether he wouldn't have if they had have played him. There was the Boston game, the Houston game last season. I thought that was the worst case of Finch's rookie,
Agreed.
hatred, because I thought Rob was really good in both of those games and helped the team win. I think he might have they lost the Boston game, but like
Yeah, but I get the point.
they went. I think they went to OT maybe. Anyway, like Rob was really good in those two games. Finch said he's definitely in the rotation now, and he didn't play the next game. And I think that is like the ultimate, like just take a sledgehammer to your confidence.
Right. Oh, for sure. The Rob one is it's so interesting because last year you could have made a case for it when he was
This
playing
year,
like
no.
that. This year he's posting on his Instagram story at halftime today, so it's just, I mean, it's
he's such a Sacramento king.
it's tough, man. I had so much hope. Most interesting player on the team. He's like 14th now, so I mean,
Yeah,
whatever. It's tough. Beringer, he's moved up the totem pole, so
yeah,
yeah.
and
I
I
guess
think
the question is that, and
I
I think
think
Beringer is the most impactful rookie.
And what Finch, the thing with Finch and his rookie, and a lot of things that Finch does is he's often proven right. Like he stands behind the shadows for a bit, and we all throw rocks at him, and then it turns out that he's actually right in the end. Like that is a thing that happens a lot. And as someone who's criticized him plenty, I've had to kind of cop to that a lot. So whether it's not playing Beringer going forward and it helps in the long run, or whether it's Berenger's in the rotation and the reason he's, good enough to be in the rotation is because they haven't played him up until now, that he needed 41 games of
Right.
seasoning
Some G
before he
League
got there.
stint. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't want to criticize Finch too much because I think he's doing a really good job right now.
Yeah, and we've been calling for this since game 10, 20, whatever, and maybe it was just the sweet spot. I'm intrigued, very intrigued to see what it looks like going forward. If he's not in the rotation, put him back in the G League, man. Like, let's just get this guy to play basketball. It's just why not? So I'm with you.
I just think, I think he's the easiest archetype to get into a rotation. Like he's much easier to play than a Rob
point guard.
Dillingham,
Yeah,
or even a TJ Shannon, like who need the ball. They need kind of some structure flowing through them. I think Beringer, like you could play Beringer the rest of the season and not run a single play for him.
Yeah, he's
and
just fast, athletic. He's gonna make an impact. I mean,
yeah, he wants to rebound. He's he's gonna block shots. I don't think he had any blocks tonight, but that's kind of his calling card is blocking.
He had a couple Rudy Gobert almost blocks where like he definitely just affected a layup into a miss. So
yeah, so that's it. It was just fun to see him. It was fun to see him and good on him for like really taking this opportunity and not being overawed by he played like he was guarding Giannis, man. Like they were like not for big stretches, but like there was legitimately multiple. Yeah, like and it was just fun.
Yeah. All right. From these other two games, I suppose, or just the season as a whole, you got any other takeaways you want to talk about? Anthony Edwards was out just with an injury that hopefully is just maintenance.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I'm always nervous about foot injuries.
It just keeps popping up, though,
And from what we've heard, it's an infection, which if you've had an infection somewhere, you know that it can... I can imagine hooping with a toe infection would be like obviously uncomfortable.
It's a topic that's a lot of fun to discuss, this foot infection of Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. It would be uncomfortable and it would probably not heal properly. If you're out there kind of, playing 38 minutes of NBA basketball on in shoes. So
And if he's
I'm
playing 38, 40 minutes. Like
yeah, and
he
it
rarely plays a
doesn't
game where it's like 25 minutes of maintenance, I guess. It's either all or
mhm.
nothing, it seems.
And it doesn't seem to be affecting him when he does play. Like even when he's questionable in that game, it seems like he's playing free. It doesn't seem injured when he's playing. So yeah, I mean, all's well that ends well, I guess. They win this game. Hopefully, it's not like if he's back next game, then it's a nice little break. I think they get 4 days. He'll get 4 days off between the Spurs game and the Rockets game.
All's well that ends well. So we'll see where this goes. Kobe White, man. You want to talk a little Kobe White? That's the big rumor around these Wolves. You're not interested?
Not real. I mean, you know me. I don't like. I'm just not good at trade stuff. I don't like it
okay,
because
fair.
I think. I mean, Trey Jones scored 34 points today. If that makes you feel anything.
Not really.
I just was looking. I literally scrolled past the box score, looking for Kobe White, and I saw Trey Jones 34 and 7 in 27 minutes against Houston. So maybe they can get him before the next game.
Well, okay, I'll say this: Kobe White, if it's Conley, Dillingham, Leonard Miller, and a second-round pick or something, like, cool.
I just think that I've called for trades all season. I'm talking out both sides of my mouth, but we have to kind of readjust our mentality as the season goes on. That's what hoops is about. Like you get more evidence, you make different assessments. And right now, this team, it would be weird if they traded a legit rotation piece right now. Even Randall, who I still think would be the guy that they should trade.
Even Dante, man, who is a salary filler type guy, or not, I shouldn't say that. Well, he's got the salary to be the next piece in a trade. He's not a filler type of player, but
and I think the question is is Dante more impactful than Kobe White? And if the answer is not a resounding yes,
right?
A resounding no, I guess. Then they shouldn't trade him for Kobe White. Is Julius Randle?
Agreed.
Can you split him into Kobe White and someone else? That doesn't seem like the right idea.
Patrick Williams.
I still think they need another bench guy. Maybe that's Beringer. If you find
well, maybe it's Dante when they trade for Kobe White.
Yeah, but that's I think if they traded for Kobe White, Dante would start, and I think that I think he's deserved to start. Lately, he's been. I mean, they're on-off numbers. I know they're juiced by different things, but I think they're like a plus 12 compared, when he's on the floor compared to when he's off the floor. Dante, he's leading the league in plus minus or something like that, something ridiculous.
I just refuse to acknowledge that, even though I like Dante, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So.
Yeah, exactly. I've said it before. He's the weirdest player in the league.
Fair.
He's both great and terrible and everything in between all at once. So I don't. And I think the team, I don't want to trade. I change it up for the sake of it. I think it needs to be an upgrade, a clear upgrade on Dante, which I don't know if Kobe White is in totality. I think he's probably slightly better than him, just as a basketball player. But I don't know. They need to find they need to find a 9th man or a 10th man. A 9th or an 8th man who's good. A good 9th or 10th or 8th or 9th.
Yeah, man. What the hell happened to TJ Shannon? That was supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. They just need a bit of a deeper bench. The starting lineup's been great all season. I still think.
Yeah.
Good
evidence. Right now they've got six guys that are reliably in a playoff rotation. The 5 in the Nas.
Yeah, Mike's not good anymore. He was okay in this game, but like I said, he was a player.
Especially in the playoffs. Hell no.
The team didn't even win his minutes tonight.
I keep not including Bones in these whenever I do them though. Is Bones into that now?
Yeah, Bones is in there. That's what I mean. My thing was I think they need a backup big, who can score, who either score or rebound or defend. One of those things.
I have the guy for you.
Yeah, and that's not reliable. I bet if Beringer plays next game, the odds are that he scores 4 points and has 2 rebounds. That can happen. But
that's why you play him during the season, though, so he progresses.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know what to think about the trades. I haven't all season. They have weird assets, weird needs. I don't know.
One of us brought up trading Rudy Gobert for Anthony Davis a few weeks ago. Could have been either one of us. that looks bad.
I'm not even letting you get away with that. That was you. I just don't get slow-mo. He can be the backup point guard and the backup big.
Yeah, it just because it doesn't feel like there's those super impactful names out there floating around. That
They just don't
Kobe
have
White's
the
an
assets
attractive
to.
name, I guess. But you're
They
right.
just
Like
don't
it's
have
hard
the
to,
assets to
yeah.
go and get like some of the better names on the market, unless
Especially with how they're
like
playing right now, it doesn't make me super
yeah,
intrigued to be like Julius, Dante, Dillingham. Let's ship you
yeah.
guys out for player X. It's like I don't know who is that player, and is it? Do they really take that big of a leap this
Yeah,
year, mid-season?
I wonder if they try and pack because we've seen in recent years that they've like other teams have put a bunch of second round picks on the table for teams like
Interesting.
four or five of them, which is it's an asset dump, but teams will take that. You know, like if you go Rob and TJ and three or four second round picks, can you get like a kind of good bench guy? You know, and is that worth it? Like using those picks on that because second round picks usually don't amount to much, but they are trade bait.
Yeah, and people might be going, well, Connolly's this draft wizard, but I don't know, man. The more I look at this Tim Connolly drafting history, it's Beringer might be good, but Rob bad, Leonard Miller okay, like whatever.
Mhm.
Um, TJ Shannon looks bad. He's also 29 years old. How many hits are there with this Tim Connolly drafting here? It's not
Yeah,
many for
yeah,
how much he seems to
and
be hyped up.
like
Like
yeah, there
Jokic,
isn't.
man, that was a while ago.
Yeah, there isn't. So you know, do you want to keep your second round picks? Maybe like they have a second round pick this season. They have two second round picks this season. They have, you know, a second in 2029, a second in 2027. Like they're the picks that you can, you know, obviously you can trade multiple years in a row, unlike first round picks.
Yeah,
So,
not very many
um,
restrictions there.
yeah. So like, can you get like a Desumu or a I don't think Kobe White, but if you give them four second round picks, Rob and TJ, like does that you know like persuade them
The
to
trade meter increases bit by bit until you eat, the full. It's like
yeah
2K. You just gotta
yeah, I
keep
was going to say it
adding
feels
into
a bit
that.
too K-ish, but then we have seen that recently.
Yeah,
Like those big second round pick
and
packages has
like as much as we might be like that doesn't make sense. Not all NBA teams are very smart, man. The Bulls are a stupid
yeah
organization. Like
yeah.
it might just work.
And I think maybe like after this season, like obviously this doesn't matter now, but I think they'll start getting picks, tradable picks in the future again. Maybe after this season, you know, like obviously they can't trade any future picks at the moment, future first round picks because of the Stepien rule, and obviously they traded that pick for Rob. Um, but you know, there's 2032 they're going to own, 2033 they're going to own, 2034. Like those picks will start coming into the frame soon as tradable. So you know, maybe in the off season you could work a different deal. But I think that's what I expect to see is multiple second round picks, two of the young guys for someone. You know, someone who can give you 15 minutes a night.
I don't know. The 2033 draft class, it's kind of insane. I think I'm holding on to that one, but
I'm pretty sure one of Ant's kids are in that draft class.
we're all gonna be dead by then. It's why not ship it off? But yeah, you got anything else on these two games? Because we were gonna do another episode here where we go over some awards. If you want to see that,
Mhm.
it'll be uploaded sometime after whenever you view this episode. So check that out. But on these two games, on the season as a whole, anything else you want to dissect before we get out of here?
No, it's just fun at the moment. I'm having
Yeah,
fun, and I hope to keep having fun.
I feel like I've got less like I don't know how to say it, even constructive conversation almost because I'm
Yeah, it's just awesome.
when I'm negative, I can like get better at critiquing or whatever. But this is just like, yeah, ride the wave. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
and this is what the Wolves team does. You know, like they do. It's a whip. They're a whiplash kind of team, even within one game, like the Spurs game. Like they can give you the highest highs and the lowest lows.
right.
So
A
when they're
lot of what
giving
we've
you
been
highs,
criticizing has been coming
yeah,
true. So maybe they play this in the locker room even.
yeah. I hope not.
They probably hate
um,
us.
yeah, but when we're riding high on the crest of a wave, let's just keep on surfing that bad boy.
Exactly. So should be fun. We're gonna do awards here in the next episode. So check that out. Subscribe, like, and yeah. Thanks everyone. See you in the next episode.